me again, T, here to bring you a video about being black in Spain. I really loved being black in Spain. It was really positive for me. I never got my skin pulled or pricked or prodded. Spanish people naturally stare, so I got stared at. It's not a black thing. Story time! The only really blatant time I've ever experienced something, and it's because I was black. A friend of mine was looking for an apartment. When she went to see it, the woman opened the door, saw her, told her to wait, and closed the door. She could hear talking inside the apartment. The older woman came back out. She then said that the price had went up. My friend kind of took the hint and decided to leave. But me being me, with my occasional forays into the land of the petty, I decided to call. You told her the price went up. I'm still interested in that price point. Can I come and see it? She asked me, where are you from? America. She then asked me, are you black as well? Why do you want to know? Are you? Yes, I am. She says, I don't have an apartment. And then a flip switched. I then berated this woman in Spanish and I asked why. Is it because you're racist? Because if I was white, you would rent to me, but because I'm black, you don't want to? She was speechless. I went on for like 30 seconds and then I lost interest and I hung up on her. Racism or just ignorance and microaggressions that I did experience most of the time weren't at the hands of Spaniards or Europeans. It was at the hands of other Americans. My second apartment was me, my German roommate, and 2 Americans. Once I decided to braid my own hair. The German roommate knocked on my door as I'm braiding away. Come in! And she just freezes. Aw crap, it's gonna get awkward. I was biting my tongue like this girl better not start. And she didn't. She basically told me she didn't want to make me uncomfortable, but she was really interested and could she watch? I started asking me questions. How did you learn to do it? Was it difficult? Was it good for my hair? Questions that I feel when you exchange cultures with someone are normal questions. Now, jump forward an hour. My American roommates, who are friends, come in. They see me and oh my gosh, that's so cool. You can do it yourself? Oh my God, can I see? Oh my God, that's so cool. I've never seen anything like this. You ain't seen Moesha? You didn't have cable in the 90s? Never seen Alicia Keys? Songs in A minor never happened? You have never seen braids before? Girl, bye. Most Spaniards, when you talk of race, it's lost on them. In Spain, the different autonomous communities have identities that are pretty unique. There's them, and then everyone who's not them. They would talk about white people like separately, always in the context of America. So they would use the term blancos, not nosotros. It just made me realize they don't really identify race the way Americans will. Even on the topic of hair, I was like, what's the Spanish equivalent of nappy? In Spain, they called my hair curly. My 2nd grade class started to look at each other's hair. Oh, I get it. There are big curls, there are small curls, there are long curls, there are short curls. They got it. They got it, I feel like, in a way that Americans don't even get it all the time. One thing that sticks out in my head, however, about being black in Spain, I was teaching a class of 14-year-olds. And at that time, it was one of the many cases of a young black boy being shot. He asked me, why do I want to live in a country that hates me? Even now, I don't have a response to that. I lived in Andalusia. On top of it having brown influences in its society, I think Andalusians are just 1,000 times more chill than everywhere else in Spain. I was just, you know, tanning, eating avocados, soaking up the sun, frolicking in the water. I ain't got time to be a racist. I mean, would you be miserable? I did nanny while I was in Spain. I spent 2.5 months nannying in Catalonia, outside of Barcelona. I was terrified. I'll be honest. I was so ugly when I lived in Spain. I gained a bunch of weight. I ran out of makeup and I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna buy anymore. I just, you know, wasn't really doing my hair. It was rough. So I was really nervous to be overweight and black and have my natural hair out as I nannied in a different part of Spain. You know, I went there to live with them. They were nice to me. Their neighbors were nice to me. Their family was nice to me. The grandfather treated me like I was one of his. So good to me. We would talk. He would ask me about my aspirations, what I wanted to do, how life in Spain was. And that wasn't the only family that was warm and loving to me. I got close to 2 of the families that I taught for. One of them is actually a multi-cultural family. The father was Spanish and the mother was Japanese. My sister, my cousin, and my niece came to visit me, and they actually invited my entire family with them to do dinner. You know, the kids got to play together. They would give my niece their daughter's old clothes when she grew out of it. It felt like family, and me being black was never an issue. The other family was actually a Spanish couple who had a son. They got my information through a friend who failed to tell them I was black. So when I showed up at their doorstep, they were expecting a white girl. A few weeks later, after I'd gotten close to their son, The mother confided in me that she was a little surprised when she saw me and I was black. I didn't know what to say, so I was silent. She's like, I just have to be honest, you know, we don't really think about black people when we think about Americans. Like, she told me that she was really excited and really happy because now her son not only gets to learn English, but gets to learn just to be accepting. People are people. That was really powerful for me. After living in Korea, I can acknowledge that knowing the language really helps for the locals to take to you. There is just a certain or just a certain connection you have when you can talk to a person in their native tongue. I think that the fact that I spoke Spanish with a non-American accent changed people's perception of me. So that is my video. I don't have a lot of negative things to say. Feel free to leave your story in the comments. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see when I post new things. And see ya. Bye bye.